Welcome, race fans. Today, pitlanes.com supercar V8 supercars here take to Road Atlanta, and they're going to be out here for 2 hours turning laps here. So we'll see if how these guys do. I've got in the booth with me Jeff Dotson. Welcome, Jeff. Glad to have you here helping me today.
Oh yeah, you're welcome, buddy. Something a little different for me here. I haven't really raced the V8 supercars much, or actually seen a race of the V8 supercars, or I have not helped anyone broadcast a endurance style race with time limit before. So I think this will be pretty interesting today to see how these guys will take to Road Atlanta.
Well, they still got about 10 minutes of qualifying here, as qualifying is underway. And we've got some pretty interesting times coming in here. Some times coming in that were faster than they were in practice. So some guys may have figured out something during practice that they're now using in qualifying.
Yeah, this is that's something that a driver can relate to very well, knowing that they found something, in the transition between practice and qualifying. Me as a driver's perspective, if I'm, kind of struggling in practice, then I go out there and run a good qualifying lap, I think two things. I either think that was luck or I improved.
Well, let's just hope that it's improved. Well, Dan Lenson lays down the quickest time there in the Pokemon car, actually beating Jansen, not by much, but all about 2.5 tenths. That's a pretty close time when you think about it on a road course.
Yeah, it really is. Usually
this track just 2.5, about right around 2.5 miles.
It actually is 2.5.
Do what?
I said it actually is 2.5. We're a little bit over.
Yeah.
It's 0.54, 2.54.
I mean, you can tell that it's because of all the turns, the slowdown in the turns and stuff. It takes so long to get around here because these cars are really fast.
Yes,
and,
they are.
For such a small car, boy, they are really fast. But that's why it takes them, minute and 21 to get around here. It's just so many turns and so many elevation changes.
Yeah, the elevation changes is what makes this track, so unique from a lot of others. It has some elevation changes that I've never really, seen around a racetrack before. I mean, there's some that have a lot of elevation changes, but this one, man, it's got a lot there on the backside, right there where some of these drivers are now.
Yeah, that's what makes it so hard for me to race on road courses, because it's hard to see. I know a driver's got to learn the track. You got to know where the turns are, but even so, it's hard for me to judge where that, when you come over that hill, are you going right or left, after you come over the hill? And it kind of makes me a little bit spooked, sometimes when I come over a hill and I was like, okay, am I going to have to go turn right or left? And
yeah, it's kind of the same, perspective for me. There's only a handful of road courses that I feel that I'm good at, and then there's only like maybe one or two that I'm decent, and all the rest of them, I'm not no good,
Yeah.
And kind of like Road Atlanta here. I've ran it a few times, but I'm kind of like, what you said. I don't know, really how to judge the way when you're going up over the crest of the hill to, as I can't see, and I can't judge what way that's going to turn, and sometimes I run off the track or, hit the wall or have other, problems and stuff. And then another thing that gets me about road courses too is learning the apexes and learning the braking, markers and stuff like that. And that just that kind of throws me off too. So the road course takes more of a learning curve to learn than an oval does, but I still like racing all in general. So, I'll run road courses, but might not be that great.
Yeah, I think a couple of my favorite ones are Watkins Glen, of course, and Spa. I love Spa.
Spa.
Yeah, that's an awesome track, and
Yeah.
it's easy to learn. I mean, I guess it's the way it's laid out. You can see the turns coming. So
Yeah.
it's just the way it's laid out.
Yeah. I'd have to say the two of my favorite tracks on road courses are both in North America. One of them is in Wisconsin, which is Road America. I love that track. And then the other one is in Canada, which is Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal. I like that track as well. So,
Yep.
tracks, like Spa and Monza, those tracks are great too. But more tracks like Road Atlanta here or Suzuka Circuit in Japan. Oh, I don't like tracks like that. I don't know what it is about them, but they got weird off-camber corners and they're really technical and I mean, don't get me wrong, yeah, technical about it is a challenge, but I'm not that knowledgeable and challenged when it comes to these technical racetracks.
All right, we're down to 4 minutes left in qualifying. Well, the secret today is to keep the car on the track. Don't get it off the track because those walls and tires around the track are not kind to these cars. If you hit one, it does a lot of damage, and we don't want to see anybody get damage out there because it's going to be difficult for them to drive the car. If something happens on the backstretch or something like that, you've got to drive clear around the track to get back to pit road, and if the car's not driving right, it's going to be definitely difficult for you to make it. So we just hope everybody does a good job out here today. I just love the way these cars sound, though. Oh
yes,
they sound like I think the Gen 6 should sound, but
something I've noticed, does this racetrack have pit lanes?
does it have a pit lane?
No, does it have two pit lanes? Looks like I see a pit lane on the other side of the other pit road.
I think it's for the different configuration.
Okay.
I think they use a different. Sometimes they use a different, or if it's a big field.
Gotcha.
You know, if
Okay.
it's because I think some of these tracks you can actually handle more than, you know, like 60 drivers. Well, there's not
Yeah.
60 stalls on that pit road, so the other pit road is right behind it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see that it says this track does have 51 max pit stalls.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah.
I think there's only like, I don't know, never counted them, but probably about 30 on the front. The rest of them are, I think, in behind that. I've never been in a server where it was a full server, you know, so
Yeah.
you know, I'm not sure. All right, that's going to wrap up qualifying. We got about a minute and a half left here. All right, I guess that's it. And we will get everybody on the grid. If memory serves, I think they do a standing start.
Okay.
But get things set here. We'll run down through the qualifying order. All right, so Dave Jansen will take the top spot here. He will start on the pole. Dan Lenson, those are the two I get confused. Dan Lenson will start second place. John Manley in third. Jerome Brink will start fourth. Mark Jones in fifth. Craig Barson, sixth place. Stefan Spantig, seventh. Peter Bingham starting eighth. Ben Galit, ninth. Richard Brightwell in 10th place. Mario Gerard starting 11th. Ronald Moons in 12th place. Claude Belville in 13th. Bill Schweitzer starting 14th. Matthew Coleman 15th. Tony Klusterman 16th. John Edwards 17th. Gene Buslin starting 18th. That rounds out the field. Only 18 drivers. I just went ahead and did them. That way you didn't have to worry about pronouncing some of the names.
Oh, you're good.
One to watch is Tony Klusterman, because he's the one that's been so good lately. Watch him come from the back of the field.
Ready, green, 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 green.
All right, there we go. Green is out.
Ooh, wiggle there. Ooh, got a crash already.
Craig Barson off the track, and Kloosterman.
Oh, more cars off the track.
Well, Kloosterman with damage now may not be as good as what we thought then. Jerome Brinkman with damage now. These guys with damage, boy, that's going to be tough. Jansen in the lead. Dan Lenson in second. Mark Jones in third. And we've already had a couple of guys. I want to take that back. John Edwards and Gene Boosland did not start the race, but Craig Barson is on pit road already.
Yeah, he was involved in the incident. There's actually two different incidents there going up the hill at the beginning, and he was in the first one. So, yeah, he must have some damage. He's having to get repaired here. Man, tough break for Craig. He had a strong start there, and now he's going to sit on pit road and go a couple laps down here to get some damage repaired. Oh, he took it behind the wall.
Yep, out of the race. Down to 15 drivers. Don Manley in fifth, Ronald Moon sixth place, Mario Gerard seventh. This is a big pack of cars right back here. These guys all racing pretty tight together from seventh on back.
Yeah, a few of these guys that's in this pack here were in the first couple wrecks there that happened on the first couple corners right there going up the hill, and looks like they found themselves back here with these guys racing.
Well, Kloosterman's back up to 10th place. He did get around Ben Galit. So he's making the best of what he's, with the damaged car. And now he's passing up Mario Gerard for ninth.
Yeah, he moves into ninth place. Hey, he's on the move. I think you were right. He's one to watch for today here, Rudy. He's running strong right now coming up to the field. Oh, he got one off right there at pit road entrance in the grass.
Ronald Moons. And he's got heavy damage on his car.
Yeah, he's missing the hood.
He was just a little past the pit road entrance, so he couldn't enter pit road. So he'll have to go clear around if he's going to come in at all to get that looked at. I don't know. Some guys, they just drive it the best they can. But it's a long race, 2-hour race. And boy, to be driving an ill-handling car for 2 hours, oh my.
Yeah, but sometimes on road racing like this, the drivers feel they have to do what they have to do to keep track position. And if he feels that car is steering and driving okay, he might stay out here.
All right, back up front. Dave Jansen still leading. Dan Lenson second. And Mark Jones has fallen to 5.5 seconds behind those two. Battle going on here between Stefan Spantig and John Manley.
Yeah, this is a great battle between these two.
Kloosterman up to 6th.
Yeah, he's on the move.
I told you he's one to watch, boy. If he wouldn't have been, probably got caught up in that wreck there and got damage. Probably by now we might be seeing him up closer to the front yet.
Yeah, he might have been up as close as 3rd. And he does have a little bit of damage there on the left side of that car there on the left front fender well there. So I don't know really how that's affecting the handling of that car, but it really doesn't seem to be affecting the driver at all any, man. He's still running strong with that amount of damage he has there on that left front.
Oh, a little drifting through the corners there. Yeah, and it might be something that, he may be able to, on his first pit stop, he might be able to get some of that, damage fixed.
Yeah.
But right now, he doesn't want to, if he gets back there too awful far, it'd be almost unrecoverable. Ben Galit goes into the 7th position. Richard Brightwell 8th, Claude Belval in 9th, and Mario Gerard 10th. These guys are 2 teammates here. GoPro teammates. Right now, everybody that's on the track is still on the same lap. Or on the lead lap, I should say. Dave Jansen getting away from Dan Lenson at about a 2.2 second lead now. And not no real battles going on right now. Everybody's just pretty much riding. Richard Brightwell and Mario Gerard. That's probably about the closest battle of anybody out there right now.
Yeah, and they got Claude Bevel behind them here. He's looking to catch up to him here. Claude started in 13th today, and he's up to 10th. So, in the GoPro car there, so he's coming up here with these two, Mario and Richard. Mario and Richard, they're racing pretty strong here. I think they're going to have to, kind of keep the rear view mirrors in check here because Claude's coming fast. Oh, check this out. Tony Kloosterman, he's catching up to John Manley and Stefan Spantig.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the guy's alien, man. He is, wow. Yeah, he's just bad to the bone, man. Tony Kloosterman.
Yeah, I think I'm going to ride along with Tony here in his cockpit view and just kind of watch how he runs this track for a lap and kind of watch his apexes here and just watch the line he chooses to run to see the speeds that he can attain to catch these guys.
Oh,
wow, he's making a pass.
Yeah, he just passed up Stefan Spantig. But John Manley had just passed Stefan as well. I think he seen Klusterman coming, and he said, "Man, I got to get my butt in gear here."
Yeah, I think he turned on the afterburner switch and said, "I'm going to catch you later, Tony." But I think Tony's way ahead of him on that one. I think he's had the afterburner going for a while, and it's hot enough now to where he can get around him.
Yeah, now John's got quite a bit of damage on that left front corner. Just about the whole fender's missing.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these guys got a little bit of scrapes there within that first two wrecks that happened around the first turn. There was multiple incidents there, but man, a lot of guys tried to miss it. Some of them got clipped, so that might have been the result of that. He might have tried to miss one of the cars, but clipped one of the car's side panels or something and ripped that part off. But other than that, I think it was just a little bit of a rough start to these guys, going into that first corner. And after that happened, these guys have gotten spread out and they're racing pretty good now.
Well, Ronald Moons and Peter Bingham pretty close to one another now. And Bingham passes up Ronald Moons. Goes into 14th. Well, Dave Jansen is just pulling away from Dan Lenson now.
Yes, he is. Wow, 5.5 second lead over Dan. Wow. And then, it's 12 seconds and a half back to Mark Jones in third. Oh, Tony Klusterman's getting loose, but he saved it. Wow, he was catching up to John Manley there, but man, something went wrong with the way his car handled right there coming through that one section of corners, and man, he about lost it. Nice driving by Tony to catch that car.
Yeah, we're riding along with Tony now, and I'm sure that car is not handling just the way he wants it right now, because I could tell he's just taking it a little easier in the corners, I think, than he normally would.
Yeah, I'm thinking a little bit of damage might have knocked his left front toe out a little bit, or it might have some other suspension effects or something, because man, it seems like he's trying to catch up to John Manley here in front of him, but every time he gets a little closer, the car just starts to ill handle there on him, and he has to back it off. But it's been a great drive for Tony so far today, because he started last on the field in 16th, and he's worked his way up to 5th with damage on the car. So this is a strong run for him.
Well, the field's really spread out now. There's nobody racing each other. That's actually is the only battle right now that I see where anybody's less than a second apart, And
we also have Richard Brightwell and Mario Yard back here. They're kind of close to one another here. So there's another battle besides John and Tony. And it's quite a ways back to Jerome Brink. And it's quite a ways back to Bill Schweitzer as well. And then Claude back here in 11th. It's a little bit below him there. And yeah, everybody back this way is all spread out. There's nobody really racing.
Robin Hood Racing. Matthew Coleman.
Robin Hood Racing.
Yep, it says on the side of his car, Robin Hood Racing.
That's cool. The Robin Hood Racing Ford Falcon.
Ronald Moons actually goes a couple of laps down now. He has come to pit road. Peter Bingham gets around Matthew Coleman. Goes into 12th. That's right. Let's ride along with Dan Lenson for a minute. Ride along with him and watch just how much difference he's driving than Tony Kloosterman. Even though Kloosterman did make that pass and goes into 4th, he's still not. His car's just not up to par right now with that damage.
Yeah. You look at the rear chase, you can tell that's a lot of damage to that left side of that car.
He's on the tail of Mark Jones, and that would be for 3rd. I just don't know if I could do what he's doing for 2 hours like this, to drive a car that's not, it's just not 100%, and
yeah.
And battle with guys like he's doing right now. Shoot.
Oh, I know I couldn't. But I'm really impressed with the way he's driving this car right now, with as much damage as it has, and he's just driving up through here like it doesn't have damage.
Yeah. I mean, I'd just be, you'd just be exhausted. I'll tell you what, Mark Jones is not pulling over and just letting them go either.
No, he isn't.
He finally got him right there, but man.
Oh. Tony had a little bit of a slip right there coming out of that corner, but he saved it again. That's something else I've been really impressed with, too. He's been losing the car coming off certain corners, but every time he loses it, he just understands how that car feels, and he knows how to react to it, and he can save that car quickly and keep it from having a catastrophe there with going into the grass or hitting a wall. You keep it right on track.
Now Mark Jones and John Manley in a battle. That's for 4th and 5th. And Galit back here 6th place all by himself. Needs a little company.
Yeah, he's 13 seconds back from John Manley, and he's about 13 seconds ahead of Richard Brightwell. So he's kind of got a safe margin in between 5th and 7th, about almost the same. So he's got a pretty good, he's just out here running around, nobody around him. So
Mario Gerard just ran off track there.
Oh, yes.
Well, the leader coming up on lap traffic. Looks like he's coming up on Stefan Spantig. But Stefan, big spin there by Claude.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to hurt a little bit.
Claude Belleville off the track.
Oh yeah, he's got some hefty damage there on the right side of that car.
Spantig just ahead of the leader. Oh, and he spins out. There's another one into the wall. The leader makes it past, though. Stefan Spantig into the wall. Like he may have towed to pit road.
Yeah, this is really tough. You know, these guys, they had that little incident there at the beginning when they, went through turn one, and they've been 15 laps now, or 14, I should say, without any incidents hardly. And I think they've come to a point again here to where the track might be getting a little tough for them. Maybe their fuel, because this is also something else you kind of take in perspective too. When you're racing a road course, more than, it takes effect on ovals too, but road courses a little more. You gotta, kind of save your tires more, and also watch your fuel loads, because the lighter that fuel tank gets, the lighter the car will get.
Yeah, that's very true.
So if these drivers started on full fuel tank and they're taking the corners like they were with full fuel tank, it can kind of, mess with them a little bit when their fuel tank starts to lighten up, because that corner now feels different because the car lightened up.
Well, and don't forget, Jeff, they're only running 50% fuel in the car to begin with.
Ah, yeah. So see, it's actually not a full tank they started out with. So that makes it even probably more worse to control, because they started out with half a fuel load, and when they're coming around, through the corners, they're running the car that way. But then as it starts to, the fuel starts to be used and that tank gets lighter, and, the car was already light to begin with, but the way they were running the corners with it getting lighter, that's another thing that kind of gets me with road course racing too. The fuel tank getting lighter and the car starts to feel different going through the corners because it is lighter.
Well, Jeff, I'm going to run and get me a cup of coffee. I'll be back in just a minute. Go ahead.
All right. Ooh, it looks like Dave Jansen is coming into pit road here for his first pit stop here on lap number 18. But Dan Linson will go on by and take a lead. Oh, there are multiple cars on pit road here for their first pit stops. And Dave Jansen is away. More drivers coming down pit road now. Jerome Brink is coming in here from the 8th position. Or 6th, excuse me. Dan Linson's now away. Dave Jansen's coming around the first turn here. Can Dan stay in the lead here coming off of pit road? I think he will. Mario Gerard on pit road now. I think everyone has made their pit stops now. I believe the pit stop cycle has cycled through, and these guys are back to racing. Ronald Moons, however, though, having to leave, he stay on pit road here to get some damage repaired. And Dave Jansen has retaken the lead here over Dave Jansen. Excuse me, I said Dan. Dave Jansen has retaken the lead here over Dan Linson. Stefan Spantig off in turn one over here into the kitty litter. It looks like he will get a tow back to pit road. Oh, and Stefan Spantig will take his car behind the wall. So second driver out today here along with Craig Barson. After Tony Kloosterman made his pit stop here, coming in from third place, he's fallen all the way back to seventh now, and he's working his way back up the field as it looks like he just passed Mark Jones to take sixth, and now he's working on Richard Brightwell to take fifth.
Yeah, I forgot to look, Jeff. I think they do have one reset.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. I guess I'm just so used to more leagues today are not using resets versus ones that are. And but everybody's been in and off of pit road now.
Yep.
Even the leaders. So, but Tony Kloosterman now, wow, quite a ways back. Even Ben Galit got by him.
Yes, he did. Yeah, Tony is back up to fifth place now after the pit stop cycled through, and Tony's just looking to get back up there in the front where he was. But it's a good thing that they did have that quick fix, and Tony's car has been repaired, and it looks like that he is back out here ready to go racing once again, and this time not having to deal with that damaged car.
Great. Well, Jerome Brink is the next one to go a lap down. Leader's just behind him. Dan Linson's still hanging on to second place in the Pokemon car.
Yeah, there was about a lap there that Dan was in the lead. I don't know if it actually counted. Yep, he did lead that lap, I do see. But Dave got right back around him, so those two were racing hard there for a few minutes. there when the pit stop cycles are cycling through.
Clyde wondering who the co-commentator was. That's Jeff Dotson in the booth with me, Clyde. Hey, I sent you a message there, Clyde, about my TeamSpeak because my computer died on me. And I had that TeamSpeak on my other computer, so I went and got another TeamSpeak. I just need you to send that info out to everybody, and that way you guys can get in this TeamSpeak. I PM'd it to you, but I mean, I didn't hear back from you. I sent you a message earlier, and I said, well, I was kind of assuming maybe you guys weren't racing because I didn't hear from you. I know you haven't raced in the last couple of weeks, but I went and looked, and yeah, you guys were racing today. I just had to get me a cup of coffee, though. John Manley, 3rd place. Right where he started.
Yep, top three's right where they started. Dave started on the pole. Dan started second. John started third, so it's 1, 2, 3.
And Ben Galik coming from 9th up to 4th. Tony Kloosterman, which started 16th, caught up in that wreck there early. Had to use his reset. I think he was kind of holding out just about as long as he dare hold out before he used that. I'm sure he would have liked to have went like the first hour, the first halfway through the race. You never like to use that reset too early, just in case something happens. But now that the field's, spread out quite a bit, it's just a matter of maybe catching somebody and racing it up with one person versus, 15 or 16 drivers.
Exactly.
Mark Jones started 5th. He's back in 6th. Mario Gerard started 11th, running in 7th. Richard Brightwell started 10th, running in 8th. Last one on the lead lap at the moment. Jerome Brink started 4th, running in 9th. First car lap down. Peter Bingham started 8th, running in 10th. Did you already do this?
No, I actually didn't do that.
Bill Schweitzer started 14th today, running in 11th. Claude Belville started 13th, running in 12th. He has got a lot of damage on that car. He's been into the wall pretty hard. Matthew Coleman started 15th, running in 13th, and that's all that's out on the track right now. Ronald Moons is still sitting on pit road, but early retirement by Craig Barson and Stefan Spantig. So both of them out of the race. Well, it's been all Dave Jansen up front. He's led 23 laps now. And we're just about at the 3/4 mark. Oh, actually, I guess we're not at the 3/4 mark. We are at the 3/4 mark. Man, what am I thinking? Quarter of the race over already.
Yes, sir. Yeah, in about another 25 minutes. It'll be just an hour remaining.
Yep, halfway mark. I'll tell you, there's another good driver right there, Dan Lenson. You talk about a consistent driver. He's either first, second, or third every week. He just, man, I'd like to see the points. I'm going to have to get with Clyde on that, where to get the points, because it would be interesting just to see his consistency show up in the points,
Well, one thing here, let's go look up this league on Dan Lisa and see if their points are over there.
Clyde in chat. Oh, that's funny stuff. Well, Kloosterman did get around Ben Galit, goes into fourth, but he is 50 seconds behind the leader, so close to a minute. He's about a half a lap behind. Actually, over a half a lap. I mean, that's, you think about it, Jeff, try to come from 50 seconds back on a road course now. I mean, I know they got an hour and 23 minutes left in the race, but try to come from 50 minutes back to the front. That's, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's almost next to impossible. I'm not, let's put it this way. I shouldn't say it's impossible, it's improbable. Not impossible. Because things can happen, you know. We've seen, it was a couple of weeks ago, Tony was actually leading the race, and he had a big moment, spun it off the track, and I don't remember who it was that got by him, and he never did reel him back in, and the other guy went on to win the race, and Tony finished like third or something, I think. He never did get gathered back up.
Oh.
And he had led the whole race. You know, he had led like 3/4 of the race and didn't win it.
Wow.
Well, it can happen. You know, I mean, it's not totally impossible. It's just highly improbable that, you know, something like that could happen. These guys, you don't see them miss their marks too awful much, but we're all prone to issues like that, and that proved it that week when Tony Kloosterman spun it off the track. Just a mistake, you know, just an honest mistake, and he admitted it when I talked to him later on. He said, yeah, it was just a big mistake on my part. He just wasn't paying much attention and caught the apex the wrong way, and it upset that car. Got back in the throttle a little too quick, and that's all it took. Well, he has closed the gap by 0.6 of a second, but that's like taking a bucket of water out of the ocean, you know?
Yeah.
It's V8ESC.com is where the points are at. V8ESC.
E8ESC. Okay.
Yeah, the number 8, you know.
Yeah.
V and then number 8 and ESC.com. Clyde's telling me in chat here. But these guys are no doubt again this week putting on a great show. Just missing a couple of drivers out here that I have not seen today. Klaus Winter, one of them. And Hugo. I know Hugo's not, you know, I think he's more into the Gen 6 part of it, but this is kind of missing him out here as well. So, but anyhow, now it looks like we have had another retiree from the race. Ronald Moon's finally taken it behind the wall. He will finish 15th. 13 drivers left on the track. Last one on the lead lap, Mario Girard. But no real battles going on right now.
No, not at all.
Well, I got to say, Jeff, that cup of coffee tastes pretty doggone good. Right, well, one of the only Ford drivers today, one of the only Ford Falcon Super V8s out there running today. He's mostly everybody is in the Holden V8s.
Alrighty, I found the points. Let's see. Stefan Spantig is in the lead with 852. Tony Kloosterman is in second with 828. Dan Linson is in third with 722. Clyde Whiting is in fourth with 717. Dave Jansen is in fifth with 643. John Manley in sixth with 578. Gene Muselin is, I said that wrong, didn't I? He's in seventh. No, his first name.
Gene.
Oh, okay. Is in seventh with 530 with 535. Ben, is it? You say Gillett?
Galit.
Galit is in eighth with 517. Ninth is Pete Bingham with 514, and running out the top 10 is Vitt Solomon with 512.
Yeah, there's another Vitt Solomon. Maybe that's who I'm thinking of, not Klaus Winter. It'd be Vitt Solomon. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he's not here this week. Well, Kloosterman is chopping that time down a little bit, but it's really not going to be enough. And Dan Lenson is starting to fall into the clutches here of John Manley. Manley's only, about a little over 2 seconds behind him.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
2.5.
Yeah, about two and a half seconds behind. Yeah, so he's closing. Oh, and he just ran off track a little bit there. But he's okay. He got it back going.
Yeah, that cost him, though, a lot now, because now he's about 3.5 seconds back.
Yeah, that cost him about a second going through the grass there, but it's good that he was able to keep his car under control and not spin it out. He probably would have lost a little more time there. That was a good save by John.
Kloosterman coming to pit road again.
Oh, John loose again. And yes, Kloosterman on pit road.
With only 50% fuel, we'll see guys on pit road quite a bit.
Exactly, yeah. The last pit stop they took was about around lap 15 to 18. So I say they're probably getting, they're in due time for their next round pit stops.
And the leader, Dave Jansen, got by, so that does put Kloosterman a lap down now. They'll have to try to recuperate from that, at least get back on the lead lap anyhow. And John Manley comes to pit road.
Yes, he does.
Richard Brightwell, boy, he slowed it down a ton there. But waiting on Manley to get done with his pit stop. Excuse me.
Mark Jones in the pit road.
Yeah, okay, Clyde, whatever. Wow. Well, you better pay me a few $1 million to say that, because I'm not saying that. Wow. And I don't mean monopoly money either. Well, Ben Galit is back away. John Manley is back off of pit road now. But I'll tell you what, he's got the leader coming up on him pretty quick. Dave Jansen.
Yeah, Dave's just had a very strong car out here today at Road Atlanta. And, you know, with an hour and 13 minutes to go, a lot can happen. But I think Dave's going to be out here a little while longer leading this race. But I believe this race coming down, you know, when it comes down to a close, it's going to be between Dave and Dan. Oh, and Dave is coming into pit road.
Yes, he is. Scheduled pit stop here for our leader.
Looks like Dan Linson will stay out, though, here. I think he might try to come back around and lead another lap.
All right, so Dave first on pit road, and yeah, you're right. He'll come around. He's gonna. Well, he did lead a lap. He did lead that lap. I take that back. And so he already. If they get bonus points, I don't know if they get bonus points for leading a lap or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the other lap that Dan that was during the last round of pit stops, so he didn't actually lead that lap there.
Okay, my bad.
But I think he's got a safe enough margin in between him and second place, so that, you know, when he does hit pit road this time by, he'll pass the start finish line while he's on pit road and lead this lap.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him head to pit road this probably this lap or maybe next lap, because if our leader Dave Jansen came to pit road, Dan Linson's got to be thinking about that. You know, yeah, no pit road just yet. And boy, I'll tell you what, there's something you got to think about on this track right there. You have to plan probably, I don't know, wow, half a lap before you're going to come to pit road. You've got to start planning up, because it is tricky to come to pit road right there. Richard Brightwell.
Yes,
Ooh, hit the wall, and he's, oh man, he already towed to pit road. But yeah, it is very, very tricky to come down pit road. You've got to plan that, because it's right when you come out of the last turn, you come over the rise. Pit road entrance is right there on the right. So you've got to be slowed down, because you don't want to be hitting that too awful fast. Oh, no bonus for leading a lap, Clyde says.
Okay.
There he comes. He's coming to pit road now, so he's going to give that lead up. I figured it wasn't going to be too awful long.
No.
Dave Jansen, he's probably going to retake the lead here, but he's a little ways back. What was you going to say?
I was also saying Matthew Coleman was pit road along with Dan here.
Mario Girard as well. Girard's away.
Mario is away.
And Dave Jansen retakes the lead. And Dan is still sitting on pit road.
Yeah, I've been noticing for that first round of pit stops, it takes them a little bit to get the fuel in the cars and get the tires put on here. They've got a pretty lengthy pit stop here with these cars.
That was a great pit stop by Dan because he come out. He's only 14 seconds behind the leader now.
Yeah.
Now he's got to wait about a lap for this, to get some heat built up in them tires. That car is going to be a handful for about a lap.
Yeah, I seen him right there through those S's right there. He was weaving back and forth a little bit, so I don't know if he was trying to warm those tires up, if that car was just that loose on those cold tires.
I would venture to say it's probably just that loose on them cold tires.
Yeah.
It seems like everything that you nowadays you take out there on road courses, that it's I don't know if it's the tire model that iRacing's got on these cars now or what, but it takes about a lap for the tires to come up to temperature. And boy, I'll tell you, if you try to push it a little bit too early, forget it, man. You're going to be driving a handful there.
Yeah, well, especially in a Formula One car. I've noticed on iRacing, it takes about 2 laps for a Formula One car's tires to come to temperature on iRacing. So those cars are really a handful when you're racing road courses with them.
You're missing a replay of the start. Well, this is like a DVR. You can take it clear back to the beginning. The very, very beginning of the race. Just drag that progress bar at the bottom of the YouTube viewer there, and you can go back to the very beginning and watch it. But I actually did not catch the big pile up. I didn't catch the big pile up right there in the turn, but you can see where everybody did start and where. Manley off the track. Wow, what a save there.
Yeah.
Boy, that could have been bad.
Wow.
He don't want to do that too many more times because Klusterman is going to close in on him.
Yeah, and he went so far off the track, it looked like he was coming out of the other configuration there.
I know it. Yeah, that was wild right there. Ending elite. Still on the lead lap for the time being. He's only about maybe 11 seconds ahead of the leader right now. Leader is actually coming up not far behind him. Dan Lenson now will be 19.4 seconds. It took him about a lap to get a little bit of heat and wrapped up in them tires. And that cost him probably about 6 seconds of time on the track, just waiting for them tires to come up to temperature. Mario Girard, 6th place, first car lap down. Ooh, he's having some problems here. Mark Jones, a lap down in 7th. Richard Brightwell, 8th place. Jerome Brink, 9th. Peter Bingham, 10th place, not far behind Jerome. Bill Schweitzer, 11th. Matthew Coleman, 12th. And Claude Belville in 13th. And he still has not got all that damage fixed on that car. I think he's saving that reset, Jeff.
I think he is. And that might be a good thing to do. There's still an hour and 4 minutes left in this race. And,
Yes, sir.
a lot could happen when this race gets down just an hour left. A lot could still happen in an hour, so that might be a pretty good idea for him to save that reset.
Well, at the line here, Dave Jansen will have led 37 laps. He crosses the line.
Yes, sir.
So he's been the dominant one out here today. Dan Lenson led 3 laps, just staying out while our leader come to pit road. And Dan collected 3 laps under his belt. John Manley, 3rd place. Been hanging there pretty much all day long.
Yeah, he has. Really good run for John here. He's been staying up in the top 5 all day long, and he started 3rd. I don't think I've seen him below 6th.
Kloosterman he's chopped a lot of that time off of that lead, but again, it's not enough. I mean, even though we're coming to halfway, I just don't see Tony being a factor, for a win today. He's going to have to settle for a top 5.
Yeah, he's 41 seconds behind the leader right now. And he's about, I think, 6-7 seconds behind John Manley. So there's enough time for him to catch him possibly. But I don't know if he's going to. Man, I'm riding along with John Manley right now, and his car's looking a little bit loose there. Good save there by John. Dave Jansen's been the glass act of the field here today, leading the most laps so far, and he's just been a very strong competitor out front.
Yeah, Dan Lenson, good too. He just keeps falling backwards, though. He just can't seem to improve on that. He can't, the close rate on Dave Jansen up there is just, man, he's losing time instead of gaining time.
Yeah, he really is.
He's only about 15 seconds ahead of John Manley right now. And Manley's only about 5 seconds ahead of Tony Kloosterman.
Yeah.
Clyde says he'd be winning this. I don't know. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Well, Ben Gleet's still hanging on to the lead lap right now, but it looks like his car he's really struggling with some conditions with that right now too.
Yeah.
And he's only about maybe 6 seconds or 7 seconds ahead of the leader, Dave Jansen. Kloosterman now down to about 4 seconds from John Manley. And about 4.7. He's chopping that time down, though. I think before this race is over, he'll definitely be in third. And
yeah.
you never know, he could be even knocking on the door of second there, trying to get that away from Dan Lenson.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't think Lenson's too awful happy with his lap times right now. I wouldn't be if I was him, because I know he's way faster than this. But I'm not sure if he's just got a bad set of tires or whether he adjusted something on that car, because they do run open setups.
Yeah,
he may have adjusted something on that car to try to free it up a little bit or something, and in the process he's made it maybe too loose. I don't know.
That's a good possibility. Yeah, you know, that comes with open setups. You know, your mind didn't set. You know, your car's ill handling at the beginning of the race, and then you go down pit road, make some adjustments to try to get that thing to feel comfortable to your driving, and then it feels pretty good for first couple laps, but then you start to notice that change was not good, then you want to come back in pit road and change it again, and then that change also could have not been good, and your car could be right back to where it was, feeling ill handling.
Well, he's only about 10 seconds ahead of John Manley right now. Manley is closing. And Manley's got company too. Kloosterman only 4 seconds behind him.
Yeah, I tell you, with 57 minutes to go here in this race, Kloosterman is about 5 seconds behind John Manley now. I think he's going to catch him.
Yeah, he's not out of visual yet. He is still right pretty close to him. And I think Tony's just happy that his car's fixed and he's able to drive a whole heck of a lot better. This is the Tony Kloosterman we know that that can drive the heck out of these cars.
Yeah, and watching his talents here today and his effort, I can tell you he is a road course ringer and he knows his way around these types of tracks. It looks like he's really strong and knowledgeable about racing cars around tracks like this. So it's really good to see that he's out here, running with that, mindset, and he's able to, battle back from things and come up here and be in contention to get a top 3 finish.
He's down to 3.4 seconds.
Yes, he is.
Behind Manley. Now that he's kind of got him in his visual right now, he's looking to try to see if he can get up there and maybe battle it up for him with him for third. And Manley's got to be watching in his rearview mirror right now saying, man, is he coming fast or what?
Yeah. Yeah, and John Manley did pick up 0.7 of a second on the leader. So, these guys are running a little faster now. And I bet John Manley's starting to look in his rearview mirror because he sees Tony coming.
And Manley's down under 10 seconds from Dan Lenson. As Lenson keeps dropping, not gaining any ground on Dave Jansen, actually losing ground.
So 54 minutes left in this race. Out of the 16 car field, 3 drivers are out today and 13 are still on the racetrack.
They run, usually they run actually 2 races. They run a 30-minute and a 60-minute. And but every now and then, I forget what it is, but every now and then they run they call it an endurance race, which is 2 hours. So, and this is one of them. So, but normally they run a 30-minute and a 60-minute. They run 2 races. Mario Gerard, second place. Been hanging on to that for quite some time.
Yes, he has. Yeah, Mario's been doing a very good run here today. He started 11th, and he's currently running in 6th. So this is a good run for Mario today.
Yeah, I think he was lucky he didn't get caught up in any of that melee that happened at the beginning of the race there.
Yeah. Ooh, Dave Jansen into the wall.
Oh, there you go. Let's go see what happened. That was our leader. Right there, he lost it
on his own.
Oh, and man, did he slam that wall hard.
Yeah, that's a concrete wall with no safety barrier, too.
And then he couldn't get it to turn.
Oh, man, that's some damage to that car.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to come to pit road, though, and probably have to use his reset. He just is really having trouble getting that thing to turn. It's got so much damage on it.
Yeah, that really took a beating to that right side suspension.
He finally gets it turned, and he'll head for pit road. Yeah, he's going to come in. That thing's dog tracking, but he's on pit road, so that gives the lead up to Dan Lenson. And Tony Kloosterman just coming off pit road. I'm sure we'll probably see our leader come to pit road here probably shortly. I think they were getting about ready for pit stops before long here anyhow. Lead over, or 11-second lead over John Manley. Ben Galit now has Tony Kloosterman on his tail again. Kloosterman just coming off pit road with them new tires. And he's going to drive right around Ben Galit easily.
Oh, no.
Goes into third. What?
Dan Jensen into the wall again. They're coming off pit road.
Dave Jansen?
Yeah, he turned, I think, the first 2 corners, and coming over the little hill there over the crest, he clipped the rumble strip, and it spun him out.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man, this is troubling for the guy who's led the most laps today so far.
Yeah. Well, that's what I say. It can change in a heartbeat.
Yes,
All it takes is a minute. Just one little mistake, and boy, your race can be over.
Yeah. Oh, and he done it again. Oh. Something's not right with that car after using the quick fix.
Are you sure we're on the right one? Because I haven't seen him get into the wall. Unless I missed something, I don't know. Anyhow, when Manley comes off pit road, he'll go a lap down. And we're still waiting to see when our leader, Dan Lenson's going to come to pit road.
Yeah. Oh, and Dave bobbled again. Whew. Yeah, the wreck I was talking about happened the previous lap before this one.
And Tony Klusterman goes into second.
Oh, he's on the move.
Yeah, he's a long ways back, but when Dan Lenson pits, which shouldn't be much longer, that'll help Tony close that gap. Now, Tony just got done pitting, so he'll be okay for a little while, but he'll close that gap up quite a bit on Dan Lenson. So not bad from coming from 16th, involved in that wreck early, uses his reset. He's 45 seconds back when he comes off of pit road. Closed the gap up quite a bit, and now he finds himself in second place after the leader, Dave Jansen, wrecked.
Yeah. That's just, troubling for Dave with having the strong run that he did. And then that happens, and then he has even more issues when he comes off pit road with the fresh car and tires. That's something's up with that car right now that he's not liking right now. I haven't seen him here this lap have any issues though, but that whole lap coming off pit road, that car just looked like a handful.
Well, back here on Richard Brightwell, he'll find himself in 8th. Jerome Brink 9th, and Bill Schweitzer in 10th. These guys all a lap down or more. We're waiting to see when our leader is going to come to pit road. I think he's out here loving it being in the lead right now, and he's I just hope he doesn't lose track of where he's at on the track and stay out there just a little too long and run out of fuel.
Exactly. Well, the guys were on pit road back around, I think, lap 33, 35, somewhere in that window there. So I think we'll see these guys probably come down around lap 65 to 67. Or maybe 63 to 65. Somewhere in the 60 range, I think these guys will be making their next round of pit stops. It looks like they're getting about 30-some laps to a tank of fuel.
Tony's probably telling them, "Don't you think you need to pit? You sure you're not running low on fuel?
Yeah.
Your tires getting worn out? I think they are. You better be pitting here pretty quick."
Well, Mario is on pit road. Mario's on pit road now, along with Mark Jones, and
yes,
somebody else coming in here as well. Ben is coming in too here.
Yep, Ben Galit.
I think these pit stops starting to cycle through a little earlier than I projected here, because there's someone else coming in. Richard Brightwell now joins these guys too on pit road, and so does Jerome Brink.
I'm going to stay on our leader for a little bit here to see when he's going to, because he's got to be getting really close to coming to pit road. Guys are running the fuel right out of these things, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I think they're also running the tires off along with that too.
I'll tell you what, Dan's still turning some great times because Klusterman has not been able to close on him. And here comes Dan to pit road now. Let's see if Klusterman can close that gap. Grueling 45 miles an hour speed limit down pit road. That's man, that is really a tough pill to swallow right there.
Yeah, that's really tough.
to see if he can make it out in time here to stay ahead of Tony. All right, he's down and away. See where Kloosterman's at when they come out of pit road. Oh, he's just, boy, just a few seconds back. Now we'll have to see Dan. Dan's got to take it easy for a lap here to get them tires warmed up a little bit. And Kloosterman is only 8 seconds behind him. Man, he's closing fast. He's got his tires up to temperature. He's ready to go racing.
Yeah, he is.
This is the closest we've seen Tony to the front today.
Yeah, I think the highest that he had been so far was 3rd.
Yeah, that was short-lived, too.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, Kloosterman's down to 5 seconds behind him. And still closing, 4.7. 4.5. 4. He's just really closing in.
Yeah. He is on the move.
Well, he's still going to need another pit stop, or maybe 2, probably 2 more pit stops for Tony Kloosterman. But Dan, I do believe, might be able to make it in 1. So I don't know. We'll have to see how this is all going to play out, because Tony was out of pit sequence from the rest of the drivers because of using that reset.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he got off a pit sequence.
Yeah, that can sometimes hurt you if you get off a pit sequence. If you've got a good strategy going and you're on a pit sequence with other drivers and you happen to, get into an accident and get off of that, that's sometimes, just besides the incident, adding to that could be even more hurtful as well.
Oh, Dave Jansen with a brand new car now. He's back out here 3rd place, but he's 28 seconds from the leader.
Man, Dan Linson drifted through that little chicane area there for the last couple of corners.
Well, he knows Kloosterman's coming. Oh, he can't, he don't want to make a mistake. He don't want to lose any more speed because Kloosterman's going to be right up his tailpipe.
Oh, exactly. But I think he might be anyway, the way he's driving that car. Wow. He is down to just 2.8 seconds.
Two drivers that, as of right now, are pretty evenly matched with their tire situation and everything. Lenson's got way newer tires than Kloosterman, probably about 5 or 6 laps newer, and that's a lot.
Yeah, especially at a road course, that's more, kind of like, you take a road course perspective to an oval, because a road course, since this track is 2.5 miles, take this along with a track like Pocono. Pocono's an oval. It's only got 3 turns. That's a triangle shaped oval, but this is a road course with multiple turns. So as you're sawing on that steering wheel, turning these corners, and the S's and all those chicanes, you're wearing your tires out more than just turning 3 corners on a track like Pocono.
Kloosterman down to 1.5 seconds.
I tell you, Rudy, I think he's coming.
Yeah. Now Dan Lenson's Dan's is dealing with lap traffic.
Yeah.
Gets around Bill Schweitzer.
And look at how Tony handles that lap traffic. Man, he just drove right on by.
Yep.
Like they weren't even there. It's like, what lap traffic?
Was there a car there?
I don't think so. Ooh, I seen a car back there behind them guys spinning. Oh, Peter Bingham, he's off the track. He's got some heavy damage to that car of his.
I'm riding along with Kloosterman right now, as he's right there behind the leader, Dan Lenson.
Oh, yes, he is. Man, I tell you, Rudy, man, Tony Kloosterman has just impressed me today with this driving that he has been doing, you know, battling back. Man, look at this. He's already right here looking to pass.
Yeah. Just had a sideways moment there, but steered right out of it.
Yes, he did. I tell you, he's had troubles like that all day long where he's been loose and, you know, he's had to, you know, recorrect oversteer, and every time he's hit it right on the nail head, and I can't even get that word out. Recorrected that oversteer and kept his car, you know, functioning to where he wouldn't, you know, spin out or to lose control. So that's really great to see, you know, how he's driving. And here he is looking to pass now on Dan Lenson.
And he makes it look good.
Wow.
To the lead.
Flying collars.
Well, you know, and the smart thing for Dan to do right there was just to let him go, because, you know, when you got somebody pressuring you like that, that's when you make a mistake.
Yeah.
And, you know, Dan, you know, he's on a you know, a kind of a focused mission here for the long haul. You know, he'll retake the lead again when Kloosterman comes to pit road. So he really didn't lose anything by just kind of letting Kloosterman go. You know,
yeah,
you don't want to take a chance on spending that off the track just from the pressure of Kloosterman.
Yeah, and he knows Kloosterman's still got a pit here, and there's 36 minutes left in this race. So I think he's pretty, you know, set right now that he's, you know, pretty comfortable sitting here in second behind Kloosterman.
Well, Dave Jansen, third place. He led the first 44 laps of this race, over half of the race, and had that moment coming out of the turn, or I think it was the last turn before pit road entrance, and luckily it happened right there, because then he could take it right down pit road.
Yeah.
Hit that big bridge abutment right there, and boy, that tore that car up. Passing up lap traffic there pretty easily. Mark Jones in 7th. Jerome Brink in 8th place. Bill Schweitzer in 9th. Claude Belval in 10th place. And the last one out there right now, Matthew Coleman. He just got passed up by the leader there to go a lap down again. Another lap down, I should say. Peter Bingham still sitting on pit road, and Richard Brightwall taking it behind the wall. So we're down to 11 drivers on the track at the moment. And Kloosterman with 3/4 of a second lead over Dan Lenson. And Manley in fourth.
I'm really impressed right now, though, by Dan Linson. He is not getting away. Tony Klusterman is not getting away from him. He's keeping some tight reins on Tony here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Got to.
You got to, yeah.
And now that Klusterman's, got the lead, he may have backed it down just a touch, too.
He might have, yeah. He just drifted through the corner there, though.
And Klusterman comes to pit road.
Yeah. Maybe that, backed off, feeling was by design. He was saving some fuel and tires.
This, I don't think this is his last pit stop. I think he's going to have to stop one more time.
Yeah, I think he might have to.
I don't know. I'm sure he's got it mapped out and figured out where he's got to be, but he knows it. He knows when Dan Linson pitted, and I think Dan's got enough to make it to the end. But Tony, I'm not positive about. See if I can figure out roughly. Maybe how many laps. See how many laps Klusterman just ran right there. Okay, he pitted last on lap 48. And then he just pitted now on lap 62. So that's what? 24 laps?
Yeah.
24 laps.
Right. 24, 25, somewhere around there.
Yeah, right. No, that was, let's see. 17. So he only ran about 20 minutes. So about 20 minutes on a tank of fuel.
Yeah. We got 30 minutes left. So yeah, I don't think he's going to make it. He'd be like 10 minutes short.
So, with that in mind, I mean, and that's just a guesstimate. Klusterman gets back around. John Manley, that's a guesstimate, but I believe Dan Linson he's going to be okay. He's going to make it with one more pit stop. I look for him to probably come in here in about the next 10 minutes. That'll put him right on the edge of the window. And right now, he's got a 27-second lead over Dave Jansen. Dave's the guy that's led the most laps here today, 44 laps at the beginning of the race. Had that big crash hitting that bridge abutment on the last turn. Right there, matter of fact, right where he just come by. And luckily was right next to pit road, ducked it in, used his reset, and got right back out. But 27 seconds behind. It cost him quite a bit of time to get that thing back under power, Jeff. And man, it was like forever. He kept having to back up and go ahead and back up and go ahead 2 or 3 times just to get it to where he could steer,
Yeah.
It did so much steering damage.
Yeah, that's really what hurt him there with the hard hit to that concrete wall there. That really messed up his suspension and steering, and that was very costly for him to get back to pit road. I tell you, man, these top 3 up here, Dan, Dave, and Tony, they've all been having, either small or big, things of trouble all day long, but they battle back from it, and they're running, and they're having great runs right now.
All right, Dave Jansen coming to pit road. Now, if the times are correct, 20 minutes, he won't be able to make it.
Oh.
And Tony Klusterman coming around will take over second again. .46 seconds behind. As Dan hasn't pitted yet. And he'll probably be pitting here in about the next 7 minutes. I'm just guessing, but that is if they're running about 20 minutes on a tank of fuel. And Ben Galit goes into third. Passed up Dave Jansen. Dave just come off pit road. John Manley on pit road. He'll come out and he'll be a lap down.
All right, let's run back down through the field here again and kind of see where everybody started at here today and where they're running. Dan Lenson started second, currently running in first. Tony Klusterman started 16th, running in second. Dave Jansen started on the pole position, currently running in fourth. Ben Galit started ninth, running in third. John Manley started third, running in fifth. Mario Girard started in 11th, running 6th. Mark Jones started 5th, running 7th. Jerome Brink started 4th, running 8th. Bill Schweitzer started in 14th, running in 9th. Claude Belleville started 13th, running in 10th. Matthew Coleman started 15th, running in 11th. Peter Bingham started 8th, running in 12th. Richard Brightwell, who I believe did disconnect. So Richard Brightwell, Stefan Spantig, Ronald Moons, and Craig Barson are all out of this race. So that means Peter Bingham is the last car on the track here in 12th position, and he is 6 laps down. But there are only 4 cars on the lead lap, and the first car 1 lap down is John Manley in 5th. But we are 24 minutes away from the white flag here, and or it could end, if the iRacing detects they won't make it back around in time. So it could be, I think the white flag could come up with like a minute left. But we'll see here. And these guys are all up front here racing pretty hard, but it is 44 seconds back from on Dan Lenson there. Tony Klusterman is 44 seconds behind Dan. And then we got Ben and Dave Jansen. Ben back here along with Dave Jansen. They are running together here, battling for position. But they are a minute and 17 seconds behind the leaders.
Yeah, and the leader's coming up on him right now.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Dan Lenson's coming up on them. And it would be something for him to see him pass up Dave Jansen after Dave led 44 laps. That'd be something to see him pass up Dave and put him a lap down. Oh, and Dan Lenson is coming to pit road.
Yes, he is.
Boy, he was coming in pretty hot too.
Yeah. But the question is, there's still 23 minutes left. If they're going 20 minutes on a fuel run here, can we save 3 minutes worth of fuel?
I don't know. Well, Ben Galit's on pit road as well. Well, I don't know. You know, like I said, I don't know how accurate that time is.
Yeah.
I really don't know. But I kind of have a sneaking suspicion Tony Kloosterman's going to come. He's going to come around and probably retake the lead here again. He's coming out of, yeah, he is. He's going to. Lenson's still on pit road. And Kloosterman coming around right now. Kloosterman right here. He's going to have a full head of steam and he's going to pass up. Maybe he's going to pass. Maybe he ain't going to pass him. Oh, Lenson, out of shape. Got them new tires.
Yeah.
He didn't give him a lap to get warmed up.
He was already on the gas pedal wanting to go because he knew that Torrent was coming. But, oh, man, tough break for him right there.
Wow. Well, the only reprieve he's got is just knowing that Tony Kloosterman is going to probably have to come to pit road one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to give them tires a lap to get warmed up. Man, that was close right there. Because that was right in the midst of everybody and, you know, all these cars, these four right here running together. And, boy, that could have been pretty tough on a lot of them drivers.
Yeah, it really could have been.
Kloosterman gets away by 8 seconds. And Dave Jansen spins it. Oh, no, he's going to get a couple more of them collected in it. Wow, Matthew Coleman trying to miss him, spun it out. Man, poor Dave. He's just, you know, he's been struggling now since he got that, hit that wall there and used his reset. And boy, after being in 44 laps that he led and had such a big lead, now he finds himself 47 seconds behind the leader in third. And he's coming to pit road, I think. No, maybe not.
I don't think so.
Nope, I guess not. Sorry. I was looking at something else. Mario Girard on pit road. John Manley, Jerome Brink, these guys all on pit road. Jerome coming off, he does have some pretty heavy damage on the car, but it seems to be okay. Apparently he's already used his reset. He's back in 7th, taking his time now, getting some heat built up in them tires. Bill Schweitzer right in 9th. I don't know what happened to Manley, but he is still sitting on pit road. Interesting. Dan Lenson with a 24-second lead over Kloosterman now, so Kloosterman has stopped.
Yes.
Yeah, he has made his final pit stop. Now we're not sure if Lenson's going to have to pit or not. I'm just going to guess and say it's going to be on the edge, I think.
I think you might be right. 18 minutes to go.
I don't know if he can save enough fuel to make it to the end, but he may take that chance. You know, with a almost a 24-second lead, he can afford to back down just a little bit. Maybe just short shifting it, you know. get it into a higher gear. Don't go down quite so low in a gear. Would probably be a big help. That would be a big gas saver right there. Now Kloosterman, he doesn't have anything to lose. He doesn't have to worry about saving fuel or anything. But man, I'll tell you what a driver right there, coming from 16th up to second, has led 5 laps already. Battled with Lenson in the lead and took over the lead a couple times. And man, this is great running for him. And now he runs 23.5 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, as I said earlier, I've been really impressed with Tony's run here today that he showed us here at Road Atlanta, and he's just looking even stronger here at 17 minutes to go, and I think he's going to be up there maybe pretty soon there battling for the lead once again.
Yes, sir. Running for Sim Racing Adaptive Controls. That's a pretty good outfit. Apparently they have a Facebook page. If you need anything, if you have any disabilities or anything like that, they do help you out with setting you up with controls, like hand controls or whatever for sim racing, so you can get out there and race it up. I know there was a day when I thought maybe that's what I was going to have to do. I was paralyzed. I thought, oh man, my racing days are over.
But the good news is that they're not.
That's right. Dave Jansen still hanging on to third. Only 40 seconds behind the leader at the moment. Still on the lead lap. Ben Galit lap down in fourth. Coming to 15 minutes left in the race here, folks, to decide this. Dan Lenson, we're not sure if he's going to have to pit one more time. He may have to stop and take a splash of gas. We don't know. Or whether he's out there trying to save 3 minutes of fuel. That's a lot of fuel to save.
Yeah, it really is, but I think he could get it done.
I don't know, he's still driving the hammer down. So maybe he's done the calculating and figured, you know, just how many laps he can make it.
Yeah, he should have.
I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can get a figure on when. Okay, he was on pit road 71. Okay, he was on pit road 8 minutes ago. So that would make it right about the 22 minute mark?
Yeah.
Okay, now let me go back and see when he was on pit road before that. Something ain't right there. Might be looking at the wrong guy. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Trying to find this. Like looking for a needle in the haystack and all this stuff. Let's see. 5. He was on pit road at 2:05. Okay, so he ran about 22 minutes. Ran about 22 minutes on that last tank. Yep.
Okay. So he might be able to make it then.
It's going to be awful close.
Yeah.
He's got to make it 24 minutes. And Kloosterman only 19 seconds behind him now. And we know Kloosterman's got enough fuel to make it. Now, there's no way Dan Lenson could come to pit road and just take a splash of gas and get out of there and still come out ahead of Kloosterman, not with only a 19-second lead. It takes almost that long to come down pit road, you know.
It does, yeah. I think, let's see, what is the pit road speed here?
45.
Yeah, 45. So that's a very slow pit road speed limit for a road course.
I think Kloosterman's banking on that Lenson's going to have to pit one more time. And
I think he is.
Yeah, I think that's what he's driving the wheels off that car right now, doing everything he can to get up there with Lenson, just in case that happens. So when he does pit, if and when he does pit, that Kloosterman can come out of here with a win. But boy, that would be one heck of a feat, wouldn't it? Coming from almost dead last on the field, 16th position, and right now running in second, and to take over the lead and win this race, man, wow.
Yeah, man, that just shows you his driving talents coming from last on the field starting grid there, and he win the race today for doing that. Wow. That would be something.
As Rush would say, unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Well, we still got 11 cars out there. Manley's still sitting on pit road. Doesn't look like he's going to get back out there. Peter Bingham, last one out there on the track right now in 11th, running 7 laps down. Started from the 8th position and now running in 11th. But I like the car. If you look real close at the back of it here, a MaxSpeedTV on it.
Cool.
Yes, sir. I was thinking there was another one that was his teammate. Let's see, Coleman, Elval. I thought I seen another one out there. Bill Schweitzer, Jerome Brink, Mark Jones, Mario Gerard, Bengalit, Dave Jansen, Tony Kloosterman. Now that I do not see MaxSpeedTV on. I'll have to talk to Tony about that.
Why is there no MaxSpeedTV on your car?
Oh, I'm just kidding. But Dan Lenson's running it. I don't think
on the Pokemon car.
Yeah. Yeah, on the Pokemon car. 14.8 second lead over Tony Kloosterman with 9 minutes to go, and we're not sure if Lenson's got enough fuel to make it. It's going to be awful close. If I was him, I think I would just push it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're within a few seconds, hey, it could be a gauge malfunction. The thing might sputter, but you might make it across the finish line and win it anyhow.
Oh yeah. It's a little bit over 8 minutes to go here. There'll be 8 minutes here and 40 seconds. These guys need to push it now if they want to catch up to the leaders.
Yep, Kloosterman is really pushing it right now. He's got nothing to lose. He doesn't have to worry about saving fuel or tires. He's just pushing the heck out of it. And under 14 seconds behind Lenson right now. And I'll bet you Lenson's watching that relative really close. could be trying to save a little bit of fuel because Oosterman is reeling him in now. He's down to under 13 seconds. So Lenson could be trying to save a little bit. He's, you know, he might be doing the calculations and saying, boy, I'm going to be just a little bit short on fuel. It's going to be super close, and boy, you wouldn't want to run out with half a lap to go because you're going to get passed. But if he ran out coming out of the last turn, he probably would still walk away with the win. No doubt, he could coast across the finish line.
Oh yeah.
Lenson coming up on lap traffic. Bill Schweitzer just ahead of him. He pulls out, he's going to pass him. Oosterman down to 11.7 seconds. 11.5. Boy. Losing quite a bit of time here, the leader is. If he is in fuel conservation mode, boy, I'll tell you that it could wind up costing him the race. But then if you look at it on the other side, even if he did come home second, just by saving fuel, that still would be a great run, a great effort.
Be a very good effort today. Just thinking, if these guys don't have to pit again, is 6 minutes enough for Kloosterman to make up 10 seconds over Lenson?
Right.
But the way Kloosterman's been driving his car today, I think it might be enough.
Well, the thing of it is he could have enough time to catch him, but getting by him could be another thing.
Exactly. Yeah, we know how position protective that Lenson's been today. And I think once he does catch him, it might be a little bit more, work to get around Lenson.
They make that car about 30 feet wide on that last lap.
Oh, yeah. Probably 50 feet long.
Yep. Well, I'm sure Kloosterman can see Lenson way up ahead of him there, going through the S's here, but he's thinking, man, that's a long ways away, but shoot.
That's a very long way away, even when you're battling lap traffic, too.
Yep. All right, looks like he is going to pass up, I believe that is Ben Galit, yeah.
And ahead of him now is Bill Schweitzer.
Yep, Bill running in ninth. Several laps down. Hey, what that did cost Kloosterman a lot of time right there, trying to get around Ben Galit. I'll tell you what, I can't say anything bad about the job that Dan Lenson's done today. He has done an outstanding job as usual. He's just been right on point all day long. And if he makes this without having to stop for fuel and topping that off, I'll tell you what, I got to give it up to him. That's really super impressive.
Yes.
Okay, let's run around the field one last time here. We're about a little less than 4 minutes to go. Dan Lenson started in second, running in the lead. Tony Kloosterman started 16th, running in second, looking for a victory here today. Dave Jansen was our pole setter. He is running in third after hitting the wall there and happened to use his reset. Had trouble getting going. Ben Galit started ninth, running in fourth. 1 lap down. Mario Girard started 11th, running in 5th. Mark Jones started 5th, running in 6th. Jerome Brink started 4th, running in 7th. Heavy damage on his car. Todd Belleville started 13th, running in 8th. Bill Schweitzer started 14th, running in 9th. His car still looks pretty good out there, too. Matthew Coleman started 15th, running in 10th. And the last one out there on the track right now, Peter Bingham, started 8th, running in 11th.
Yeah, and while Rudy was going over the field there, I did see a very devastating thing for Tony Kloosterman here. Jerome Brink spun in front of him. And Tony had nowhere to go. Now he has massive front end damage with no hood.
Oh, man. All he can do is just try to hold on to second now.
Yeah.
He's losing a lot of time to Dan Lenson. But they only got 2 minutes to go.
Yes.
Probably another lap or two. Oh, and his engine just let go.
Oh, no.
You are kidding me. Oh, yeah. Tony Kloosterman's engine letting go. What a tough break right there.
Yeah, and a strong run that he had today.
Golly, man.
Tough break.
He's trying to make it to pit road, but I don't know if he can coach that far or not. We'll see.
Well, pit road's just right over this little patch right here between this and
oh, man.
He can make it over the hill. I think his car will roll down the hill.
That's tough. And no reset. He already used his reset, so
yeah.
He can't even hold on to. I doubt he's going to be able to hold on to second place.
Yeah, and sadly, I don't think a reset would help him here anyway. As much track position as he would lose with just a minute to go.
So far, he's still in second, but they're coming to get the white flag here right directly. I would say probably about the time Dan gets to the start-finish line, it'll be the white flag will be in the air. Well, that was a sigh of relief for Dan Lenson. If he does need to save fuel, boy, now's the time to do it. He's only got 20 seconds left here, but he's going to have to make it about one more lap. Man, that's tough. Well, Tony's going back. He's back to 4th now. He's still sitting on pit road. There's the white flag. So this is the final lap for Dan Lenson to bring it to victory lane. Dave Jansen will finish second. Ben Galit third. We're waiting to see if Tony's going to be able to hang on to 4th or not. I think he will, but I'm not really positive on that. You know, once everybody comes around and crosses that finish line, that's when it'll be official. But all right, just a couple more turns for Dan Lenson. On point today, taking the shot there with the fuel. And there it is. He is going to cross the finish line first. Congratulations to Dan Lenson. I think he just about ran out of fuel right there.
I think he might have.
Wow.
He's coasting down the hill, though. He's got it.
Yep. Congratulations. All right, well, it looks like Tony's going to go clear back to 5th, but we still got guys coming around. So, but Jeff, let's run down through the results. We'll give it another minute here to get caught up because I don't think it's completely caught up yet. It's still showing Tony in 4th, but that could be the official. Dan Lenson coming home with the win. Dave Jensen, 2nd place. Yeah, he led the most laps today with 44. Ben Galit finishing third. Tony Kloosterman fourth. Mario Gerard fifth. Mark Jones in sixth. Jerome Brink in seventh. Claude Belleville in eighth place. Bill Schweitzer. Yeah, there's Tony, just went down to fifth. There he goes. Okay. So that is the official right there. Mario Gerard will come in fourth. Kloosterman back to fifth place. Mark Jones sixth. Jerome Brink seventh. Claude Belleville in eighth. Bill Schweitzer ninth. Matthew Coleman 10th place. Jeff?
Yep, Peter Bingham will finish in 11th today. John Manley, really don't know what happened to him there. Really didn't catch that, but something happened, and he finished 18 laps down, but he'll finish in 12th place. Richard Brightwell took his car behind the wall. He will finish in 13th. Ronald Moons, 14th. Stefan Spantig in 15th, and Craig Barson will round out the field in 16th. John Edwards and Gene Busselin did not start this race.
Very good. Well, we can see if we can get a word in with a couple of these drivers. I'm going to see if we can get a word in with, if we can here, we'll give it a shot. Hold everything here. To wait for these guys to clear the air.
No, it was really great for you guys being patient and not trying to, bully us slow guys off the track. So I really appreciate that, and I'll definitely be coming back. So thank you. And thanks for the setup, Tony. Cheers.
Yeah, no worries, guys.
Dan Lenson, do you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, Dan, you did everything perfectly today. We were a little concerned about you being low on fuel coming to the victory here. How much fuel did you have left when you finished?
Yeah, fuel was tight. I think I had just under a lap left, or just over a lap, so I had one lap margin, so it was pretty close. But at my last pit stop, I timed it so that I could make it to the finish, so it was a calculated risk, so to say.
Well, that's what we were wondering. We figured you probably had it all calculated out, knew just how long, because the last pit stop we noticed you ran about 22 minutes on a tank of fuel, and this one you had about 24 minutes to go after you come off of pit road. But were you saving a little fuel there on that last stint?
Yeah, well, actually, I was saving fuel throughout the whole race, mainly on the back stretches and stuff, so I could get 18 laps of fuel out of the tank. So yeah, mainly saving over the whole race.
Well, all I got to say is go Pokemon! Woohoo!
Thank you.
Well, anybody you want to give a thank you out today, Dan, for your victory?
Just a thank you to Clyde for hosting this. I don't think he was in this race, but yeah, thanks to Clyde and my team. My team member had a bit of trouble with his setup, so he couldn't race today, which was a shame. But yeah, and a thank you to you, of course, and MaxSpeedTV.
All right, Dan, well, congratulations. Go celebrate your win, and we'll see you back here, I think, in 2 weeks, I think, is your next race. So congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
All right, Jeff. We'll give a big congratulations to him again here, Dan Lenson. Thanks for watching today, folks, on MaxSpeedTV. And until next time, stay safe and have a good night.